We are live this evening. Welcome to our weekly live. So, whether you're catching us live or watching the replay, drop a comment and let us know where you're tuning in from. We would love to hear from you. So, I'm Linda. I am a working mom of six. I work in healthcare in the corporate sector, and I am also a proud digital business owner. Every week here, we go live to chat, to connect, and to bring you behind the scenes of what this journey really looks like. Let's go ahead and start with introductions before we dive in. I am joined by my two amazing co hosts. So go ahead and share a little bit about yourself, ladies.
Go ahead, Alyssa.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alyssa. I reside in Southern California with my husband. I am a stay at home mom to two little boys, and I am a proud digital business owner.
All right. And for all of you who don't know me, my name is Tay, and I am also a mom, only one. And I am also a business owner, but I am a full time business owner, a digital business owner. And I'm also a coach and a business mentor. And I am super excited to be here today. So thank you for having us.
Yes. Thank you, ladies, for joining me this evening. Appreciate it. Alrighty. So last week we had an incredible business partner, Elena, who joined us, right, to celebrate her big business milestone. And it was super inspiring. And so this, is what these lives are for, right? To show you that there are so many, moms out there, many parents, many busy individuals from all walks of life doing this business and changing lives. Okay. So tonight we're going to slow things down and lean into something that's just as important. And that is the importance of self care in business and in life. And let's be honest, right? That you can be chasing goals, building a brand, building a business, raising babies. But if you're running on empty, you'll burn out quick. And I've been there myself. And so, self care for me has, really involved for me over the past years. I used to see it as a luxury, but now it has become a non-negotiable, especially during busy seasons. These days, self-care looks very different for me. It's about me just sipping something as simple as drinking my, tea or my coffee in the morning in peace. Journaling my gratitude book in the mornings. Just for that quiet 5 minutes. It's also me just stepping away from the screen, right? After a long shift at work. And so I wanted to, also have Coach Ted and Alyssa share a little more as well. And, how does self care look like? Anyone can go.
Alyssa, you look like you're going to share, so go ahead.
Oh, no. Okay. So self-care, we all know, is very important, not only for our health, also, physically and emotionally as well, because if we're running on empty, we won't be able to show up for things and people that matter to us. Um, Self-care isn't just about, going to the spa or having bubble baths. Those are nice, but it's more about listening to our body and what its needs are. So before I became a digital business owner, I was working a lot in the corporate world without much time for self-care. I thought just, working super hard through exhaustion was normal. But uh, working harder does not always mean that you'll be more successful, because it's the complete opposite, actually. I got completely burnt out and learned the hard way that, neglecting self-care, it doesn't just affect me, it affects people around me, my relationships, my mindset, our health, and even our business. So, it's always important time for self-care, no matter how small it is. It could be just sitting down reading, which I like to do sometimes. Sometimes I'll take like 10-15 minutes to do a face mask and just sit quietly and relax. So every little thing, rest is productive as well. So it's very important to make sure you rest.
Rest is something I am, to be quite honest, I'll be really, really transparent. Rest is something I haven't been practicing. So this is a great topic because sometimes by this time of night, I am extremely exhausted if I don't get in like a little 10-minute nap. This past week, I haven't been able to take naps like I used to. So, this topic of self-care, I mean, it's great because, and I also want to say thank you to everyone who's hopping on with us tonight. And, but this is a great topic because sometimes we need to pause, right? And like for us pausing on tonight to talk about self-care, whether it's in the business or in the life that we live, right? Doing business is also living the business life, and being a mom is also living a mom life. So sometimes taking that moment to just kind of pause and think about important things. Like you are an important thing too. So like you both said something about empty, right? And that made me think about like you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So if you're so exhausted and you feel exhausted and empty, you can't pour and you can't be productive. So for me, self-care isn't big and it isn't fancy. It's just like this little small things that are done consistently, to be quite honest with you both. And for anyone who's watching, I love walks, but to be very honest, I'm not very consistent with that either because I've gotten to point where sometimes you chew more than you can, you could swallow, right? And so, or you bite off more than you can chew too. And so I've been reflecting on that too. And self-care is like just being able to say no without guilt, right? Or giving yourself permission to rest without feeling lazy, like, oh my gosh, I'm procrastinating. And sometimes logging off social media after a certain time, like you have to be really, you have to set boundaries. So self-care is like being able to set boundaries, say no, and be able to take some time for yourself to just breathe. Like Alyssa, you said you like reading. I like reading too, but I haven't been able to read too much like I used to, where you read like 30 minutes a day. And now I have to be very honest. I'll have to really go back to the drawing board. And when you get to that point and but reflect too, right? So like, self-care could be a lot of things. I could go on, like eat dinner or without multitasking, like on your phone things, because we work online, right?
Yes.
And you're like eating while you're like checking into business, but that's a bad habit because that doesn't help you set boundaries. So for me, self-care is just being able to set boundaries, being able to say no, and just be present when I'm in a situation. Like most of the times I have to admit I am really pretty present because when I'm in meetings where I'm on one-on-one check-ins, I don't touch my phone. But like if I'm eating, I don't think of that for myself. Like you need to give yourself that time too, right? So self-care isn't too fancy. Like I would love to go get a massage sometime.
Who wouldn't?
I can't say that I don't have time because I just don't make time to go and get my massages. But yeah, self-care, it's a great topic because I need to reevaluate. But before, those are kind of some of the things that was self-care for me, and it kind of is still too. So been wanting to do it again because it's a good thing for the health. because you don't feel foggy all the time.
Yeah. Well, burnout is real, and I know that a lot of moms can relate to this, right? Because we're always just juggling so much. And coach, maybe it's just that season of the time, right, in your life right now. Our amazing digital business was going through a big major change, right, with a new platform. So you're a leader, so you're part of that process. So you're been busy.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're very grateful as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes we're always go, 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 and we forget about self-care. I feel like we have to set aside time for self-care, like meetings. Put it on calendar. We're going to do 10 minutes of this. Otherwise, it gets completely forgotten and we don't do the self-care. So I feel like we kind of have to treat it like appointment or a meeting and put it on calendar so that we can follow through with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You should see my calendar. But you know what's amazing about this business though? What I love the most is the flexibility of our schedule. Like I can definitely, like I said earlier, I can definitely just go back and like reflect and look into my schedule and like, okay, I can probably reschedule this around or like change this around so that I have me time in there too. But it's a work in progress. I have to be quite honest, but like honestly, the flexibility of this business is amazing because then you work at your own pace, right? And you get to decide when you do and what you do. But I mean, we're all leaders, okay? Not just me or anybody else leader here. Everybody's a leader. But like I said, sometimes we just need to learn how to say no and like don't chew more than don't bite off more than we can chew. But again, the flexibility of this business and the mental, I guess you could say mental freedom and peace from this business that gives us the ability to choose ourselves again in self-care. Because when we finally, and it's a good thing that we can identify, right? Because we've done it so much to where this business gives us so much resources to where we're able to identify when right before we're gonna have a burnout, right?
Honestly, I could agree with that too. This, and like you mentioned, the flexibility, right? Working around my schedule, right? Not the other way around. And so being able to just take care of mom duties, focusing on my health, and while still growing my business, because of the amazing system that we have. That is the beauty of digital marketing.
Yeah, that's the power of automation.
Yeah.
That the system gives us.
It does. It's like magic. That's the only word I can think of for it. I have not found a word to describe our system and our business yet, but it's magical. And one of the most magical thing is you don't have to ask for time off or miss out on rest and moments that matter because you get to decide. When you take time off. Nobody else decides for you. And you don't have to miss out on rest. If you're tired, you go take a nap, you get back up and you log back in. But it's a matter of like setting that boundary and like intentionally doing it. So
exactly.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to also include that, yes, the benefits of the business, the community, the system, but it's honestly for me, it's not just about the marketing or the income portion of it, but it's about who we're becoming in that process as well. So I love learning. So, just the best part is that, I'm continuing learning how to rest, recharge, and, receive.
I agree. We talked a lot about like law of attractions and stuff, right? And all of that mindset stuff. And it really does help because the reset button, right? There's no real life reset button, but when you can identify and then you tell yourself reset, refocus, and then when you burn out. But quite honestly, we get to build success around our life, like you said, Linda, and not the other way around. And because we deserve peace and space and joy, we don't have to keep trading time for money. And there's a smarter way to actually do business and or earn online, right? And I think I can speak for all of us here when I say that this business has helped us create that life, and that it's possible for anyone out there who's watching, like you, who's watching out there on the other side. And no pressure, just possibilities, right? But self-care is very important. Mom life, work life,
Yeah.
business life, even self-care life.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, we but I just want to say that I just lost my train of thought. I just lost my train of thought about self-care. I was gonna say, and it's not self to do self-care and to ask for help, right? Like if like for a lot of moms and parents, they don't know how to ask for help. And if you don't learn how to ask for help and feel self, say, okay, I just need like an hour or two just to myself, you're really going to burn out on mom life too. Because you don't just only burn out on work life, you don't only just burn out on business life, you can burn out on wife life and mom life too.
Yes.
Because
All around.
it's all around. Yeah, everything's connected. And like a lot of us try to, well, we're not trying to be super women, but we are super women. But we we just sometimes don't know how to ask for. We do, but we just don't want to ask for help, right? And but being able to ask for help and saying that it's not selfish to ask for help, and say that it's okay. It's okay that I want some time to myself, and that I don't care what other people think, because it only matters what I think and what my family thinks, right? So, but again, if you don't ask for help, they won't even know that you need help. So it's a strong trait to be able to learn how to ask for help too. So it's not selfish. I just want to say that self-care isn't selfish.
Yeah, I do want to include that, just being, an entrepreneur, whether it's, a brick and mortar physical area business or just online, people don't really ask for help. And so I think that's the hard part, right? Is to, acknowledge it and hi, little one, acknowledge it and, ask.
Mommy's asking for water right now, so
What do you?
okay.
Hi, little guy.
What
Okay. Water.
Okay, that's mom life, right? Mom,
Yes,
and the
that
best
is the beauty of this business.
Yeah, you get to be home, and then you can just say, okay, hold on guys, I'll be right back.
Yes, 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 yes. I love this community and the support. It's made a huge difference on my journey, and it's really the big reason why I'm still able to stay motivated and take care of myself along the way.
I love how this business gives us time freedom and the flexibility. So I can take a break when my kids need me or when I'm feeling under the weather, because it's running behind the scenes in the background while we're taking care of what we need to. So I love that power of automation that our system provides us.
And that automation, oh my gosh, like you need to learn how to make the system work for you, right? You have to find something that will work for you so that you have more time to scale. And I can honestly say I have not found anything like this out there, because this business, you wake up with 2 blessings, you go to your mailbox and you find blessings. It doesn't happen overnight though, okay? I want to say that. But if you don't give up and you keep pushing forward, no matter how hard things get, everything's hard until it's done. And you will start seeing what I like to call it magic blessings.
Yeah.
Because great things don't happen overnight. It does take time.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So before we, hop off on this live session here. Does you lady have anything you want to share with the audience? Those that still on the fence about what this digital business is about, still very unsure, that silent, seeker looker, still supporting but not done anything in action.
So, for those people, I think that are feeling overwhelmed and stressed out with their current 9 to 5 job and who are craving a way to create more space for the best version of yourself, that's exactly what this digital business can offer. There's nothing to lose. Come check us out. Watch our free info session. And you can decide for yourself if this business is for you.
I don't have much to say tonight, but I just want to say that quite honestly, if you've been watching us, then you're sitting on the fence and you're the one sitting and waiting and thinking, and you're thinking, I wish I had time for that, right? I wish I had time to do what they're doing. Then maybe that's your sign to make a change. Because if you're still here watching us, and if you're seeing our live replay or you're catching our live, then maybe it's your sign. Because if you didn't ask, then the universe, God wouldn't have given you, wouldn't have put us in front of your path, right? These are all signs, guys. I truly believe in signs, because when you truly clearly ask for what you want, and if change, if it's like financial independence, if it's time freedom, it's probably why you're seeing us. So, to answer what Linda said, you're scared, do it scared. You're never going to know if you don't check it out, if you don't do your research, right? You don't do your due diligence. You won't know. You'll always wonder. So do it scared, because we wouldn't show up if we weren't real. We are real people, real moms. Just as you see, Alyssa's little guy just popped on, Mom, I want some water, right? And so she's like, okay, hold on, I'll be right back. So, and again, our business is such a blessing. We just want to share it with everyone. And if we could just help one person, one family change their financial future, or to get time freedom, because we all can, what do you say, have choices and options. So, but no pressure, okay? No pressures at all. Just if you're curious, message and drop a comment, or register on Alyssa and Melinda's page, and they'll personally send you next steps and more details and more information. So I just want to say thanks for hanging out with us always, every week. And again, just a reminder that self-care isn't selfish at all. It's necessary, and especially when you are looking to, what do you say, like, I can't even think tonight because it's been a long day, but just thank you for joining us, and take care of yourself, because you do matter, okay?
I do want to end a quote from Mel Robbins, and it says something like this, that you can't hate yourself into changing yourself. Take care of you. That's where the growth begins. And so, yeah, thank you all for just being here, watching and tuning in from wherever you are. If you're, watching and thinking, if I could do this, the answer is yes. If we can do it, you can do it too. So, like what Coach Kinte already mentioned, if you're curious, please feel free to reach out to any one of us. We're here ready to answer any questions. But if you're really ready, register for our complimentary workshop. Your name and email, and that's how it all started for us. And for those that have joined our most recent live workshop earlier, thank you so much. We hope that it gave you the clarity and the insight that you needed to take that next step. But alrighty, thank you all so much for just being here with us this evening. Until next time, take care, and don't forget to keep dreaming.
Thank
now.
you. Bye.
Bye.